Hello, hello, hello.
Moonfaller, hello, can you hear me?
Are we
Hey,
opening
Jordan.
the
Yes, I
TaToH
can.
versus
Can you hear me?
Nice. Are you saying something?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you trolling me already?
that was a bit slow from my side. I was like, I think he will realize that I'm just trolling him.
Yeah.
So
It was a bit
Moonfaller,
obvious.
it's the first time we're casting together.
Yeah, what? It is, isn't it?
This, I've seen it so many times already. I was like, wow, this guy, he's sympathetic. I want to cast with him.
Nah. Well, you don't know yet, right? We're
Yeah,
about to find out.
I have a gut feeling, like it's fine.
Same.
Should be. And I was told you're the most talented player of Age of Empires.
Yeah, that's what Viper said, but I think he was trolling. I'm not sure.
No. Okay, let's
Pretty
see.
sure he was.
No. When he says something, he's like always serious.
It was a troll.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
get things confused, people. It was a troll. I'm by no means talented.
What is your rating? 1,900, 2,000, something like that, right?
Yeah, about 2K.
Okay.
2K, you know.
Okay. Moonfaller, are you in the game?
I'm in the game, yeah. I'm all caught up as well. I'm like in minute 4.
Nice. You wanna introduce? I always let my guests introduce.
Wow. Okay. So at the bottom left in the blue trunks, we've got Mr. TaToH, playing with the Malians. And on the other side, we've got Mr. Yo, with the Italians. Both civs can go both routes, can go land, can go water. Both of them already docked. And we see already the fact that TaToH has got 3 fishing ships, and Yo is just pooping out the first. So TaToH with a slight lead on water already.
Yeah, that is the huge advantage with Malians, right? Because of the cheaper buildings, they save wood that allows them to get the fishing boats out earlier. And if I'm not mistaken, you're also able to build the dock right away while building the TC, while the other civilizations are not able to do so. So that's why Malians is one of the better civs here. Italians I've not seen too often yet on this map. Have I ever seen Italians on this map? I don't think so. Like, the normal civilizations here are Persians, Malians, Lithuanians, right? Malay, maybe. Yeah, it's going to be interesting on what Mr. Yo is aiming for. But like, Mr. Yo, in those kind of maps, he is dangerous. It has a huge similarity to Nomad. And we know exactly that Mr. Yo, he is just phenomenal on Nomad.
Yeah, but it's also all he plays, it seems like nowadays. Like I've been looking at who's playing, and Yo playing Nomad team games is like a daily thing. So
yeah,
he's really good on Nomad as well.
He enjoys that for sure. Okay, I think with the way things are looking right now, Mr. Yo seems to be going for a crash here, right? He's going to go for 3 villages on gold now. That kind of tells me that he wants to go for galleys, not for fire galleys, because with fire galleys, 3 is not enough to sustain the production. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be galleys.
Okay, so you can tell by the amount of villagers on the gold which unit he is gonna produce here. That's pretty cool.
Yes. Well, let's hope that I'm right with that one.
Putting on the pressure.
Yeah, shit. But TaToH also going for the second dock here. So both of them are focusing on water. And the thing is, TaToH or Mr. Yo, like, they both are into the fuel age at the same time. And Mr. Yo, he will be able to get the second dock up a bit faster. So he will be able to get the production out. Oh god, no. Mooney, I'm wrong. He's
I was gonna say so, but
you didn't want to bother, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
by the
no.
way, Jordan,
No.
why did TaToH move all the way over to Mr. Yo to make his dock? Like, why did he walk that far out to make it close to Yo?
I guess because he was expecting to be up faster than Mr. Yo, right? And he wanted to put on the pressure as soon as possible. But that one is not going to be working too well for him. However, he will be able to delay the dock a bit, and he doesn't have loom. Oh, both players don't have loom. And TaToH, he could in theory be able to snipe that villager. More hits, and the camel blocking. Oh,
That's massive.
yeah. That's a good one, for sure. That worked out pretty nicely. TaToH now going for Loom as well. And yeah, both are
And look
going
at
to fight for
TaToH, by the
water.
way, Jordan.
Say what?
Look at the camel of Mr. Yo at the barrack of TaToH. So Mr. Yo is completely
Yeah.
aware of the fact that TaToH is going for some land aggression as
Mm-hmm.
well. Excellent scouting from Mr. Yo.
Yeah, and that is such a crucial information, right? The fact that TaToH has spotted the third dog from Yo told him, okay, he's going to commit so much on water that he will most likely not be able to have any defense on land. And now with the scouting from Mr. Yo, he will be able to adapt to that, right? So very, very crucial.
Ooh, big demo on the water as well. That was a good hit from TaToH. Tell me about TaToH's demos, Jordan, because I'm pretty sure you've seen them more than I did, but he's kind of famous for his demos, isn't he?
Yeah, he just loves that so much, right? And you can make so many spectacular plays with the demo, right? And I feel like
Yeah,
TaToH
yeah.
has kind of perfectionized. I think that's the word. The way how to utilize the demo.
Yeah, definitely. That did wonders for him on water right now because it's 3 dog for Yo, 2 for TaToH, and it's still an even battle.
Yeah. The thing is, TaToH's logic here or game strategy is to try to avoid or prevent Mr. Yo from fishing while he's able to make the smooth transition to the land, right? That's the idea here. TaToH actually has a forward range. I didn't spot that one. And he knows where Mr. Yo's gold is. So he will be able to harass that gold line. And I don't see that Mr. Yo will be able to defend that because his archer
Well, look at
range
the
is in the
top.
north.
Yeah, he's got the range in the
Mm.
north. Is that a bit unlucky, this Jordan? I mean, how is Yo gonna defend with his range all the way over there?
He's not gonna be able to defend that, right? So Mr. Yo will definitely be away or pushed away from the gold. And I would not say that this is dependent on luck, right? Because TaToH, he scouted it and therefore he made that kind of strategy. And Mr. Yo, I'm surprised that he went there even. Like usually you go onto the north side and take that gold, right? That's way safer.
Yeah, so yeah. Okay, big mistake from Yo here then, because
Yep.
he's also losing villagers. One dude goes down, and I'm guessing this
Yep.
girl is also going down. So that's 2 dead, maybe even a third.
Yeah, it's going to be 3. Oh,
Damage.
oh, that was so good for TaToH. Sniping off 3 villagers, or 3 gold villagers even. And Mr. Yo, he's not really able to engage into that army because first of all, he doesn't have the army numbers and he doesn't have the upgrades as well, right? He's just finished up his blacksmith. And TaToH is definitely in a great position right now. We have another engagement here. The low HP TaToH archers are still doing some job here. And it feels like a equal trade. TaToH's even going to win this one, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely feels like it. And Mr. Yo sticking with the archers, only now switching to skirms. Going for a
Yep.
few skirms to start with might have been a better move here for Yo in hindsight.
You don't want to do that because usually you won't have the food for doing so, right? Because he lost his fishing boats as well. And
True,
you'd
yeah.
rather have archers and have the food spent on villager production. Right now he has a bit more on fish again, so now he will be able to build a bit more skirms, but he doesn't have any upgrades, Mooney. Like, the skirms, they're not that good without the armor upgrade.
They're dying, and look who's making skirms now, Jordan. It's actually TaToH who's switching to skirms.
Yep.
So even if Yo makes skirms now, it's double range for TaToH, only 1 range for Mr. Yo, and
Yep.
Yo's even getting his second range denied here. This is great for TaToH.
Yep. Yep. This is a great position now for TaToH. Yes, granted, he lost the water, right? He has 1 fire galley queued in there. And Mr. Yo, he obviously is leveraging the fact that he has the water now and he will be able to utilize the fish. However, on those kind of maps, it's pretty tricky because, you know, having the water usually gives you a huge advantage. Yes. The problem is he is very exposed on land and he has to be really careful that TaToH doesn't snowball this army advantage out of hands. And
100%. And you also have to take into consideration that the efficiency on the water, like it gets less and less. So
Yep.
right now, yes, he's got water, but Yo can't really make like a whole bunch of fishing ships because it's gonna run out at some point, and then you've overinvested into water. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's good,
exactly,
but it gets less and less efficient there.
exactly.
As we
On
see
on the
TaToH about
yeah,
to break here, Jordan.
he's about to break. On the right hand side, he was also extremely annoying with his archer. TaToH being really on point with his archer micro here, and Yo now will be able to. Yeah, does he have armor? He doesn't have armor. Okay, now he has armor. So TaToH, what he should do now is just retreat. That's not a good battle for him. And yeah, he does so. In the meanwhile, Moni, he has clicked up to Castle Age. And if you're looking at Mr. Yo, does he have a market?
Ooh,
If he doesn't have a market, he will be ages away from clicking
he is.
to Castle Age. Yeah. And
He's ages away.
yeah. And TaToH, he will, I'm pretty sure, add a stable to get some knights out, right? And that's going to be so hard for Yo to defend against.
Yeah, but Jordan, I'm looking at TaToH's economy right now. TaToH hasn't dropped a single farm yet. So,
Yeah.
like, going double stable seems like a dream, but if you look at his economy, he's got 3 on food right now.
Yeah,
If he
that's.
manages to get knights, that'd be amazing, but I
Yeah.
wonder how he's gonna get there.
Yeah, the thing is, if he is able to get 1 or 2 knights out, that would do wonders for him, right? Or does he, like, he's still adding a few skirms. I personally am not the biggest fan of that because I'd rather have the food invested into a potential knight and then follow it up with the archers, right? If you have crossbows, that's going to be such a lethal combination to deal against.
Yeah.
And yeah, TaToH will be able to reach Castle Age without Mr. Yo even having clicked to it. So he will have a huge
Wow.
advantage.
Yeah, this is a huge advantage. And
Yeah.
at this stage, knights, they don't like crossbow will beat the feudal skirms anyway. So
Yeah.
getting the crossbow upgrade, getting Botkin arrow, TaToH should keep his units alive here though. Don't be a bit too
Yeah.
greedy. Needs
Yeah.
to wait for the upgrades.
Yeah. I'm not sure why TaToH is sitting there and fighting. Doesn't make too much sense. And yeah, Mooney, as you said, he has 4. No, he has 4 on food right now. Like that's absolutely nothing. And yeah, he has a bit of an advantage now in terms of the army itself. But I just feel like I kind of fear for him because his food economy is just so bad. He's just about to add farms, and it feels like the villagers who went for the hunt, they don't have anything to do now anymore because it all depleted. So
Yeah.
he in theory had the momentum, but I felt like TaToH doesn't really have the tools right now to him to finish it off.
And I think TaToH feels the same way, Jordan. So TaToH's adding a siege workshops, looking
Yep.
for some mangonel shots here.
Yep.
Maybe snipe some villagers on the farms with the mangoes. So definitely thinks of mangoes against the skirms is a better option
Yep.
than going for knights.
Yep.
And if you look at his economy, like you mentioned, Jordan, like his economy is not set up for knights. It's better set up to add some siege. So this
Yep.
makes sense to me, adding this siege workshop.
Yeah, the way TaToH is playing this one right now is that he is fully focusing on gold wood units, right? Which is the crossbow and the mangonel. And I feel like Mr. That's gonna be very tough for him to defend. He will have to add a siege workshop himself as well. And he must not do the mistake of adding TCs too early. Because right now he is being threatened by the army from TaToH, and he needs to defend that somehow, right?
Yeah, 100%. And look at this choice from TaToH, by the way, Jordan. Like going for a ram first,
Yep.
and then mangonel second. That's such a interesting choice because I would probably go for that mango first, but I guess that's why he's the 2k4 and I'm still like a 2k pleb. Can you tell me why did he go for that ram first and that mango second?
So I'm pretty
Is it
sure.
just space?
I'm pretty sure TaToH anticipated that Mr. Yo is trailing behind a lot in terms of castle age timing, and therefore you want to get the ram out as soon as possible to kill the production facilities, right? You're just so much faster with the ram compared to the mangonel, and with the mangonel, most likely what you would have been able to do is hit the TC a bit, but it's not like it's so dangerous, right? So the ram addition makes more sense here. But Mr. Yo is defending very nicely with that clutch tower there.
100%. TaToH still with 3 extra villagers. I think that number's including the fishing ship. So if you take
Yep.
those into consideration, TaToH's got a significant lead here. And
Yep.
like you said, he's already killing that second range.
Mm.
So Yo had to remake both of his ranges. That's a lot of wood. But look at the left side, Jordan. He's gonna do a bit of a sneak here with 9
Yep.
crossbow going over to TaToH.
Yeah, and I love that move by Mr. because he realizes that he's not really being or going to be able to do so much in defense. Like the crossbows themselves, they are not adding too much to the defense, right? The Magna is completely enough. And in order to really make the maximum efficiency from his units, he just wants to be trying to get some ratings in. But TaToH, he is well prepared. He has walls. And he is also killing 2 crossbows by Mr. Yo now. And yeah, I think TaToH, there's nothing he has to be afraid of. Everything is looking very, very good for him. And we have some Mangonel micro as well. Mr. Yo is extremely good in those Mangonel micros. But Muni, TaToH is as well. I can tell from experience.
Yeah, I can imagine you talk with experience. I mean, you played against both players multiple times. Who's like the one player you would try and avoid more? Like who's out of TaToH and Yo, who don't you really want to play because they, their play style or their win rate against you is just.
I would say TaToH is a bit tougher for me because of the playstyle.
Okay.
That's why I would say I would rather face Mr. Yo.
Okay, that's an honest answer. Okay.
Yeah, but it has mainly something to do with the playstyle itself. Right? Both players amazing, right? And yeah, it's just they're so close to each other as well in terms of skill, right? And here Mr. Yo being able to kill the Mangonel, but TaToH did a great job here, killing 4 crossbows from Mr. Yo, and he's able to push it back. However, I feel like TaToH, he needs to make something happen, right? Because he is not having the fish while Mr. Yo does. So I don't feel like TaToH has done crucial damage yet.
But also, we see TaToH adding a 3rd TC, Jordan, while Mr. Yo is still on 2 TCs. And if you look at the population, TaToH does have an 11 population lead, but is he really getting value here from the mangoes? It seems like Yo's defending really well.
Yeah.
TaToH still investing, but look at that shot. Oh, very cheeky, but didn't quite connect.
Yeah, this is actually so hard to pull off because you have to be able to judge the distance for your mangonels, and then you have to properly time this, right? It's such a hard thing to do.
Is it true that if you attack a farm, the range is wider?
Yes,
like
it
it's
is.
bigger?
It is. It is because you're able to attack the farm from a further distance, right? It's still 7 distance, right? But if the mangonel or your opponent's mangonel is on there as well, then it will not hit the edge of the farm, but the middle of the farm, right? And the distance. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. You always want to do that if you're being the aggressor. And one thing which is also extremely important, when you're the aggressor, you have to build the outpost, right? TaToH is doing this right now. But yeah, ideally, you get that one even up earlier, just to be granting you the vision you need. And TaToH winning another micro in terms of the mangonels, and now he's really looking very beautiful.
Yeah, it's looking good for TaToH, like you mentioned. And I'm looking at his boom, Jordan. TaToH is laying down a lot of farms while he's microing. So all this aggression, mango micro going on at the front. And then you look at his base and it's just booming, thriving. 3 TCs, pooping out villagers non-stop, laying down farms. He's really bringing his A game.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something I really adore about TaToH's playstyle, right? He's very, very good in terms of being on so many fronts, right? And also when he is in the front putting on the aggression, he's also so extremely methodically in terms of execution. And in the meanwhile, he's having the phenomenal micro or macro as well to keep all the necessary things going at home. So yeah, it's just a very hard thing to play against TaToH.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. 100%. And I'm looking at the macro digits right now. 25 farmers for TaToH, only 14 here for Mr. Yo. And that includes those fishing ships who, well, if you look at the water, they're not that efficient anymore. So this
Yeah.
is looking really good for TaToH.
Yeah.
And we might see TaToH flirting with Imperial Age soon.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. And Mr. Yo, he has a bit of bank, gold in the bank, but the food count is food count is not too good. Mr. Yo, he has ballistics now in as well, so he will be able to, on the left hand side, demolish TaToH's army. And that was a risky one for Mr. Yo, I would say, because there was a mangonel, and if that mangonel had a good shot onto the army, then Mr. Yo's aggression would have been, yeah, completely destroyed there.
Ooh, and now we see TaToH rushing the Siege Workshop. He really needs it, and he gets it up in the end, so that's great. So he's probably going to be able to make some Siege, some Scorp, some Mangoes here to defend. He's going for that Mango defense.
Yep.
And Mr. Yo is probably not going to be able to find a lot of damage here, because there's also TCs to defend, as Mr. Yo at home is adding his third TC now, which is a lot later than TaToH's.
Yeah. It's much later, right? He's trailing behind 12 villagers. Army size, Mr. Yo is further ahead, of course. But, you know, we are reaching the point where TaToH is just giving up on the fact that he wants to continue with the archer play, which makes sense. You don't want to really continue building archers because they are missing the bracer, right? And Italians, they have a great archer or ranged line. So you want to opt out of that one and go a different route. And another mangonel micro win here for TaToH. I think it's 3-1 if I'm not mistaken so far. Looking very good. And the mangonel here on the south side on TaToH's base. Get one more shot. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic. But in general, like, TaToH's economy, for me personally, feels so much stronger, even though he doesn't have the border. He's also adding the skirms now as well. And I like that move, because if he doesn't add the skirms now, he will run the risk that he will get some damage, you know, from Mr. Yo. So it makes sense to be safe on this one. Muni, you are muted, in case you're wondering. You're still muted. You're still muted. Oh, I'll just continue myself, you guys. Mr. Yo running into the TC. Not too effective, of course. But I think Mr. Yo should be rather happy with what he was able to accomplish so far. And on this side here, yeah, this is just not gonna happen, is it? Doesn't feel like that. And
100%. This castle is a disaster, Jordan.
oh,
This is never going up.
oh, well, I'm not sure about that one. Monsieur was able to kill 2 mangonels from TaToH. TaToH was not paying attention. And, you know, that's so...
sending the villager to kill the mango.
Yeah. This is kind of desperation as well, right? And it's just so annoying because in these moments, the mangonels have such a huge impact. And just by losing the 2 mangonels without killing one, you're getting yourself into such a worse position than what it had to be.
100%, yeah. And,
By the way, Muni, were you muted on purpose or?
No, I was talking, Jordan. I
was
was screaming. Look at the castle.
I was even telling you, yo, Muni, you're muted, but I guess you didn't hear that.
Man, that's Titanic on my part, Jordan. Sorry, but
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
like
good, oh, good.
Yo is getting his castle here. He's gonna get
Okay.
it, but look who's on his way to Imperial Age.
Yeah.
It's the TaToH.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. Yo will be trading behind too much. He has a market. Italians upgrade to the next ages, also with cheaper costs. So he will be, I think, roughly 40-50 seconds behind, I would assume. So it's not going to be a crucial advantage for TaToH here. But the thing is, what is the follow-up? And yeah, TaToH, he's rightfully switching to the Champ Skull. I think that's how it's called. Or Moon, is it the Champ Skull?
It's the Champ Skull, and they're so cool.
They are amazing, and I think they have 8 pierce armor, if I'm not mistaken. So they are extremely strong. And it is a good unit choice, because Yo is mainly focused on range units right now. Overall, we see the population fairly ahead for TaToH, 134 population against 103. Military-wise, 9 against 20. And the fact that, okay, I'm a bit surprised by the fact that Mr. Yo, he is going for archer armor now. That tells me he wants to continue building archers and then going to
But he
arbalest.
hasn't scouted it, Jordan. He has
He
no
hasn't
clue
scouted-
about the switch.
Yeah, but that's at this point that's something you have to assume when you're playing against Malians, right? Like
True, yeah.
from the get-go, it was kind of clear what the transition should be like. But he still remains on that, right? I mean, what other options does he really have anyway? If I think about that.
Kenneth?
Huh?
An option?
What would be an option? I didn't hear.
Farimba?
Farimba?
On the calf? Maybe some Farimba Cavalier?
Oh, no, I mean for Mr. Yo.
Oh, for Mr. Yo,
Yeah.
as Italian. Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
you know.
What can you really do there? I think arbalest should be your best bet here. I mean, they in theory have hand cannoneer as well. So that's something you could be attacking into. Yeah, I think hand cannoneers would be the best, right? For
And
Mr. Yo.
adding some bombard cannon, maybe, to get some spice in the push.
Get some spice in, man.
Yeah.
Need some spice. No, I guess I would go for hand cannoneer, and then also, ideally, when the economy allows it, you want to get hussars. Right, that should be an ideal combination. So yeah, let's see. TaToH, he's heavily ahead in terms of economy, I would say. The fish, as you said, Moni, they are not really working too efficiently. And TaToH, I like what he's doing. He's grabbing more and more space on left-hand side with the castle. And just when you're looking at the overall situation, it feels like Mr. Yo, he's really trying to scramble for every single space he's getting himself. Right, so TaToH is just doing a very good job in, how would you say, like, strangle him out or something like that?
100%. If you look at the minimap alone,
Yeah.
Jordan, you can see the blue just spreading everywhere right now.
Yeah.
And it's actually TaToH who's already making the bombard cannons. He's attacking into the two-handed swordsman. He's got them right now. So, like, the thing is, what I'm thinking of right now, Yo could go hand cannoneer, like you mentioned. But then it's such an easy transition to skirms as well, even though the skirms aren't great, but might be an option. And Arp's moving at the left side now. TaToH is there with skirms and with two-handed swordsman. Let's see if this is gonna be good or bad for TaToH. I think he has to run here.
Yeah. Just because of the mangonel being there, right? And the thing is, in general, you can keep that in mind. I'm obviously not talking to you, Mooney, because I'm sure you know that, but most people who are watching right now, in the situation where you're against arbalest and you're lacking bracer with skirms, you can still fight against them if you have the armor upgrade, right? The armor upgrade
100%.
missing for the civilization is just so much worse.
Crucial.
What the hell? They have 250 population. Money, what is this? The players have one job. One job, and they did not.
One
you
job.
know?
Yeah. Oh, look at the front. Look at the jam skulls, man. They take like 3 volleys of like 22 arbalest. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's really insane. And they have 8 pierce armor indeed. Mr. Yo, he's really struggling on the right hand side. TaToH is crushing him with 16 champions and 4 skirms. And yeah, I feel like Mr. Yo, he doesn't have the utilities right now to really defend against that. On the left hand side, Moni as well. The mangonel, it's not going to be enough to fight against that amount of units.
And this is so interesting to me, Jordan, because it was Yo who won water. But this is a map where you can win water and still definitely lose the game.
Exactly.
And TaToH realized, like, hey, shit, he's got 3 dogs. I'm going to stay on 2 and I'm going to focus on land. And he did so very well.
For sure. And that's something which happened to me in the past a lot of times on Nomad, where I was winning water because I committed more heavier than my opponent. Most of the time it was Viper. And he was still then crushing me on land because he had a smoother transition to land and to the food economy on land. And therefore he was just able to prevail all the time, right? So on this kind of maps, it is so extremely hard to find the balance between how much do I commit on water and how much do I commit to land and how are the transitions. And that's also one of the reasons why I absolutely love the hybrid maps, which are not so extremely water focused, right? Because I personally, I'm not sure how you feel about it, but I just don't enjoy water. I just don't enjoy it, right? Having a bit of water is fine, but like, not too much. So we have Mr. Yo playing in red trunks as Mayans here on the left-hand side of the map. kind of as predicted. And if we go to the other side, we have TaToH playing as Mongols, the blue chunks. And look at that. Mr. Yo, he actually went for, well, I wouldn't call it laming, but he managed that TaToH killed himself to sheep there. And yeah, TaToH is pre-walling himself here because he obviously doesn't have any intel right now. Oh no, he saw that. Okay. Oh, will Mr. Yo be able to deny that barrack? It kind of looks like that. No, he won't. And he will not get any villager kills as well. So everything is fine so far for TaToH. And TaToH, he is adding man-at-arms himself. He wants to push. And when I'm playing against Eagle civilizations, it's just a great thing to go for man-at-arms. I feel like you're never going to do anything wrong by doing that.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to find the game, Jordan. Continue. I'll
Oh,
hop in
you're
there
okay.
shortly.
You're not in there yet. Okay, never mind. Should I send you the ID?
Yeah. Oh wait, I just found it.
You
Okay,
found it.
great.
Okay, I'm happy about that because I don't have the ID. Close one. Okay, so we have TaToH. He's kind of ignoring the militia, and I like that, right? Because the militia are there to buy time. And if you are facing against the militia, you want to prevent that your opponent is buying time for himself with the militia. And the best way to do so is to just ignore them, or take the risk of losing one villager, but put on the pressure, right? You want to build a tower, you want to have an archer range, and ideally you also have the man-at-arms. He only has 2 men-at-arms, so ideally he would have had one more. But yeah, for TaToH it's going to be very tricky. Oh, the boar is in there while the militia are in there as well. Okay, TaToH managed, all fine. And let's see what... Say what, Mooncolor?
I'm almost there.
Okay.
I'm catching up right now.
Okay, I'll just add 2 more things and then you should be there, I guess. Okay, so Mr. Yo, he is... yeah, I would say he still was able to make things okay. He's walled up. Everything looks okayish for him. However, TaToH definitely forced a lot of reaction time from Mr. Yo.
Yep.
And something you have to keep in mind, the fast castle, which Mr. Yo was originally planning for, is not going to happen, right? The house is going down so fast against the men-at-arms. And I even think... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Look at the macro from Yo. I mean, he's got 500 root in the bank. He can't put it on the field right now.
Yep.
And every second he's in Dark Age, it's TaToH just getting more and more control over the map. So
Yep.
I'd say this is a huge pickle for Mr. Yo already.
It is. I mean, what he has to do now, he doesn't have a barrack. No, he has a barrack. He has to go for archer range now and for skirms, right? That is the proper way to defend this. And TaToH, in the meanwhile, he's not on stone, so he doesn't want to commit too much. And he's in! Money is in!
Oh boy.
Oh, that's such a big
This is
blunder.
a quick game.
No, it doesn't have to be, but he's going to be trailing behind a couple of villagers, I think. Alright, he lost 2 villagers. And oh
Oh boy.
oh.
Look at that quick wall from Mr. Yo right there. TaToH is now the one who got, you know, trapped here a little, but I still think TaToH is gonna get away here.
Yeah.
Yes, he will. And at the end of the day, TaToH with a 2 villager lead and map control, looking good for TaToH as Yo finally got his range up.
Yeah, for sure. That was great for TaToH, and he was able to cause so much damage because he just ignored the militia and went straight for the throat, so to say, right? And that's something which surprised Mr. Yo. He thought that he would be able to buy himself more time, and yeah, Mr. Yo, he doesn't have that one, right? TaToH going for Horsecollar now, so he is having in mind to switch a bit more to the macro-orientated play and not fully aggressive. And yeah, let's see. Mr. Yo now, he's adding archers himself. And
I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised by Yo's strategy here. Like a Drush FC against Mongols, which is like such an aggressive civ, right? Mongols is one of the most aggressive civs, especially early feudal.
Yep.
Like, and you don't see Drush FCs often anymore. It's a bit of a weird strategy for me. Let's see if he's able to make it work though.
Yeah, the thing is, the fast castle or dash fast castle is a strategy which was utilized a lot on Yucatan in the past. But things have changed, right? Yucatan has not been played too often recently. It has kind of fallen off the radar. And yeah, with the way how Yucatan works right now, it's much more open compared to how it is in the past. And also the fact that the walls or the houses are cheaper as well, right?
Okay.
Weaker.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was expecting it to be a lot closer and expecting him to be safe.
Yeah,
Okay, makes sense.
yeah, but still, it's just not ideal. And now the second archer range is being denied a bit as well. Now we're going up. And if we're looking at the economy, 35 to 33, it just feels like the economy for TaToH. Oh, look at how many farms. Okay, that tells the tale, I think. Look at how many farms TaToH has compared to his opponent.
Yeah. Oh, damn, that's a whole lot of difference. As we see Yo dropping a mill as he needs some food income.
Yeah.
Yo is adding, or he's getting horse color here. And all the time, people, TaToH is banking up resources, banking up food. He's going for that second range. But TaToH should get a very juicy castle time here.
Yep. Yep. This is looking extremely good for TaToH. He's adding a second archer range himself now as well. And as you said, Mooney, he will be up to castle age so much faster. And the question is, what is he going to follow it up with? He will remain on the crossbow play, I suppose. Otherwise, he would not have added so much. Well, he's not so heavily committed on gold. So I'm wondering. I feel like he doesn't have the gold villagers which he needs for the strategy he's going for. He's falling back. He's walling himself down, up. And I think Mr. Yo, he's going for wheelbarrow right now, but for me personally, that's way too early. You want to delay that. You want to wait until we have... I mean, he has 35 villagers, yes, but I think if he has, let's say, 10 farms, it would be better to add that than now. Because the wheelbarrow has the biggest impact when you have farmers.
That's also how I learned it, Jordan. Like, the more farmers you get, the more effective wheelbarrow is. And
Exactly.
look at that stone, by the way, from Yo.
Yeah.
Yo's trying to collect some stone, and TaToH's being cheeky here. TaToH's playing so well.
Yeah, it feels like he's always one step ahead of Mr. Yo, and he's also able to kill the Eagle Scout on the right-hand side. And he's picking off all the archers by
Doing
Mr. Yo.
everything.
Oh, that is such a good pick-off by TaToH. And TaToH, he should be flirting with Castle Age in a second. Yes, indeed. He's going up to Castle Age in a second. Is he having an archer being produced right now? Otherwise, no, he does not. Yeah, it's just like, it feels like he is all over the place over Mr. Yo. And indeed, he's clicking up to Castle Age. Mr. Yo, he is going to be able to utilize the market a bit to get himself a nice Castle Age timing as well after everything which has happened. But
It's pretty
TaToH should be ahead there.
Yeah, but like you said, I think it's still pretty amazing that Yo is going to be this close to hitting Castle Age behind
Yeah, for
TaToH.
sure.
And don't forget that if TaToH goes crossbow, Mayans have got the cheap eagle spam. If he wants to go for that cheap eagle spam, it's gonna be extremely difficult to stop with just crossbow. So that's an option Mayans have here. But I'm not seeing extra barracks being dropped. I'm still seeing archers being produced by Mr. Yo. So I'm guessing Mr. Yo is gonna stick to a crossbow play.
Yep.
And TaToH still making archers himself. So we might see a crossbow war here, and then the one hitting Castle Age first is gonna have a huge advantage. Maybe even getting ballistics first.
Yep.
Could
Yep.
be very juicy.
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, you don't want to keep the play against Mayans on the archers, right? Because that's kind of playing into their hands. Their archers are costing less compared to other civilizations. The higher they are in, right? Like Fuel Age, they get the deduction. Then in Castle Age, the deduction is even higher. So yeah, TaToH, he will have some crossbows, yes, but it's not like he will commit fully onto them. Ideally, he will have a siege workshop in the front as well. He's adding yeah, exactly, siege workshop coming in now, and he wants to push as heavily as possible right now.
Yeah, he's really gonna pile up the pressure here as Yo made a
Mm.
defensive tower. Jordan, is this the moment to do a guard tower defense type of vibe for Mr. Yo? What do you think?
I mean, he has 2 towers himself already, so in theory that could be something to go for, but that's also quite of an investment, and you're literally giving up the map control then. So that's the reason why I don't like it too much. I think adding a siege workshop makes more sense here because you're more mobile, and in case if you are able to fend off the attack with, well, let's say, snowbally plays, then in return you will be able to also get a lot of
Yeah,
pressure
go
going
forward.
yourself, right?
Yeah, that's a great insight. Yeah, 100%. Okay. And you know what's happening right now? TaToH is actually adding economy behind this. So TaToH,
Yeah.
it's not like he's going all in. He's just gonna apply a bit of pressure. He's gonna add some mangonels, and Mr. Yo is gonna try and defend this with one TC, while TaToH is just booming behind this with a second TC. So this is great for TaToH as long as he can pile up the pressure, keep
Yep.
Yo in his own base. He's gonna have the eco lead.
Yep. And the thing is, the mangonel is surviving as well. I feel like so many things are going wrong for Mr. Yo here. And TaToH, throughout the series, it feels like he's just been playing a bit better with the mangonels, right? Than Mr. Yo. And the mangonel macro is such a huge factor in these kind of games. Mr. Yo, he's adding a second TC now. And I understand why he wants to place that TC there. Right, he wants to secure that spot there on the main gold. But on the contrary, that also means that this is a nice position for TaToH to push even harder then.
True, yeah, he can apply pressure to that TC. Look at what Mr. Yo is doing, Jordan. He's being sneaky beaver again, going forward. And I'm looking at... I'm looking at TaToH's base. There might be some potential here for damage.
Yeah.
But look at what TaToH's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
He's dropping his defensive siege workshop instantly. The guy is on top of things.
Yeah, he just knows what things are going on, right? And whenever you have the feeling like you don't see your opponent's army anymore, you always have to keep that into in your mind, right? And now he gets a confirmation. We have some mangonel micro again in the front, and Yo's crossbows also being attacked here by the mangonel of TaToH. 1-1 from the mangonel trade, and yeah, Yo having a good split here on this crossbows. But one more shot by TaToH. No, never mind. So 3 mangonels dead for TaToH, 2 mangonels dead for Mr. Yo. So that in theory was a good trade for Mr. Yo there. But then again, he doesn't have Botkin. He only has fletching. So his crossbows, they are
way.
not going to be too strong, Mooney.
What? Yes, fletching. He forgot Botkin. Are you kidding me? And look at this. Ooh. That was close, Jordan.
That
Oh,
is
boy.
so insane when you're doing an attack round because you're thinking your opponent walks even further, and your opponent, he doesn't even look, but he is stopped
Yeah, yeah.
because he didn't click further. Oh,
Jordan,
that's insane. Yeah.
I have that with farmers all the time. When my mangonel shoots a farmer, like that's the moment, the cue for the farmer to move on the farm. Even with my archers, I swear to God, they miss everything.
Yeah. You're just like, okay, I will go close to the farmer because I want to have the guaranteed kill, and then in the moment we're shooting, it moves. You're like, get the shit out of here.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like at this point, it's almost like they do it on purpose. Like I'm going crazy.
Yeah. Look at what Mr. Yo is doing. He has 1,200 gold in bank and 900 food. I think he wants to get to Imperial Age with plumes. Plume play. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like that. I like the choice. I really love that choice because for me, it feels like that's the only way how he can win the game. Because if you're thinking a bit further ahead, if you're thinking about late imp, mines have no chance against Mongols whatsoever, right? Especially on maps where it's so closed. So the fact that Mr. Yo realizes that and switches away from that is just such a good move for him.
Yeah, 100%. And don't forget that plumed archers with bracer. Like I'm looking at TaToH's food income, and I'm looking at his food count. Like TaToH is a long way from hitting Imperial Age himself, and I feel like bracer plumed archers are gonna be amazing here for Yo.
Yeah, 100%. For sure. And there's so much potential for Mr. Yo, right? Because TaToH is not walled as well, he's completely exposed. And I'm kind of surprised by the fact that TaToH's economy is just so extremely weak still, right? While his opponent, he has already gathered enough resources to justify going up. And now, even though we were always, you know, let's say criticizing Yo's economy right now, it feels like he is still in a winnable situation, even though the score doesn't look like that. But the power of plumed archers with Bracer is just so big.
Yeah, definitely. And don't forget that botkin arrow, Jordan. I mean, he finally got the botkin arrow right when his whole crossbow army died. So,
Yeah.
that's a harsh realization when you notice, like, oh shit, I was playing without botkin. Like that
Yeah.
moment, you feel like it's such a tool. But yeah,
Yeah, the thing is, it's not the worst loss because Mr. Yo, he's not continuing with Arbalest, but with Plumes. So, in theory, you know, it's not the very worst thing. But obviously it's annoying, no question about that. And
is he going plumes though, Jordan? I'm looking at his castle. If you're going plumes, you've got one production building, but he's actually making trebuchets.
yeah, he will go Plumes because he also wants to commit even further to stone, right? And the Mangonel, yeah, he needed to kill the Mangonel. If the Mangonel had survived, that would have meant that the stone would have not been accessible. And yeah, a few more villagers going down. So, Muni, we have 62 villagers for Mr. Yo, we have 92 for TaToH. And TaToH, he realizes in which situation he is in right now. And he needs to get himself up as soon as possible. And if I was TaToH, I would try to wall myself up and go for onagers here.
Yeah, and do you think Yo is making a mistake here, Jordan? Because you clearly see him taking this like it's like a slow push. He's deploying his trap. He's gonna kill the siege workshop first, like those forward production buildings. This is giving TaToH a lot of time to get up to imp himself and get a good army going.
Well, in theory, yes. The problem for Mr. Yo is he doesn't have the map control, right? And he doesn't really know what TaToH's army composition looks like right now. And it's not like his plumes are nicely upgraded. They are lacking chemistry, ballistic. They have bracer, yes, but they don't even have armor upgrade on them, even not the first one. So the likelihood of running into crossbows of your opponent and then losing 4 or 5 plumes because your opponent might have ballistic is just a very high risk to take. So it makes sense that he waited. He was patient, which was the right move. And now he can finally push out here.
Yeah, and we see TaToH trying to make a cheeky move here on the left. But Yo is aware he's not going to find any value with the small crossbow army. And Yo right now is claiming the hill in the middle. Question is for how long, because TaToH's economy, like you said, 120 pop, 101 villagers. We see the Mangadai switch now happening, and he's got plenty of castles to produce. So things are looking good for TaToH as long as he can get to imp safely.
Yep. Definitely, and I don't see any reason why he should not be able to do so, right? I like the fact that Mr. Yo is attacking the siege workshop, so he definitely knows that there is a threat from his opponent to go for the onager attack. And, you know, I've been in this position, I think a few days ago as well, where I was Mongols against Malay. He went for a rather faster and Privilege, having a lot of Arbalest, and the goal for the Mongol player here is to be able to be safe, right? You do that with well-placed castles and stone walls. And then once you hit Privilege, just go for the onager attack with the speed upgrade. And then the Arbalests are really useless, right?
That's such a cool tech as well, Jordan. Like that's probably one of my favorite techs.
It is my favorite one.
Yeah, it is.
It is my favorite one. Yeah. If people ask me what's your favorite unique tech, it's this one, right? Because just imagine you have 20 siege rams and they have that speed upgrade. It just looks so cool. I love that.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to destroy bases.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just your entire map is going to be covered by your rams.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just looking so rough for Mr. Yo. Manganese. Look at that. He has a lot of manganese. And they are being upgraded very nicely as well. I'm not sure about the archer range upgrades right now, if he has Parthian Tactics and Thumbring. I would assume so. And then the only thing... Okay, no. Parthian Tactics coming in now. And the only thing which would then be missing is the elite upgrade. And Mr. Yo, he's struggling so much. We have 96 population against 140 for TaToH. And TaToH, he's just having such a devastating economy advantage. So that's going to be so tough for Mr. Yo.
Yeah, 100%. And look at the Mangunai now with the pincer move behind Mr. Yo's attack. He's gonna snipe this trebuchet. I gotta say, Yo did get some value. He sniped the TC, he sniped some buildings, but now the whole pressure is gonna be gone. And that means that, I mean, if the aggression is gone, what's gonna end up is the economy. And the economy for TaToH, like you mentioned, is just miles ahead. TaToH could, at some point, if he drops down a lot of farms right now, which he's doing, get like that Hussar switch going as well and get to like the final stages of his Civ. And there's nothing that Yo can do at that stage. So it's gonna be rough for Yo, but I mean, Yo has got good castles. He's still Mayans, fantastic Civ. He's making the plumed archers. Who knows? I mean, it's Mr. Yo. He's a phenomenal player. If anybody can do it, it's him.
Yeah, for sure. Thing is, the economy disadvantage he has compared to his opponent is a big one, right? And I'm not sure, Moni, if he is going to be capable of buying himself the time he needs to get really going. We must also keep in mind that Mayans, they by far don't need the economy which Mongols need to have, right? With Mongols, you want to aim for the, I would even say 135, 140 villagers to really get going with the Mangadais, with the siege upgrades, and with the Hussar. That's something which is really important. But with Mayans, you're fine with 100 villagers, right? As long as you're capable of getting your upgrades in, getting 4 castles is a must, and then you're fine. The problem is, once the Mongols...
That's so interesting to me, Jordan, because that means that Mayans is going to end up with more military, in theory.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so... Yeah, but it's not the same quality as well, right? The Mongol units, they are stronger individually. And if you have, let's say for the Mongol player, the Onager upgrade, that's just going to be so hard for the Mayan player to deal against. But yeah, TaToH is going for the siege rams.
Do you like the siege ram, or would you rather see Onager here?
I think in the position he is in right now, a siege ram totally makes sense. It's totally fine, right? Because I'm sure TaToH knows that he is having a huge advantage, right? If you know that your opponent is going up to Imperial Age so extremely fast, even though you have put so much pressure on to him early on, and he was not really able to deal any crucial damage to you, then you know, okay, with Rams, most likely I will be able to shred everything, because he will not be having the possibility to switch away from the plumes and go for eagles to kill the Rams, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. It's good decision making here by TaToH. He's now starting to mass the rams. Drill is in. He's getting siege ram, and I'm just trying to figure out what way to pressure. It's probably gonna be just straight down towards those 2 castles. As we see Mr. Yo actually moving to the right side. So Yo is the one now trying to apply some pressure. Let's see if TaToH has got enough Mangudai to stop this.
For sure not. I mean, Mr. Yo, he's going for the crucial attacks now. He's going for elite plumed archer, and he has the second archer armor upgrade already as well. And I love the fact that TaToH has such a great spread of castles, every castle in every single position. And let's look at the left-hand side. Siege rams coming in, 6 siege rams are in there, going to go ham for sure. And yeah, we have, how many Mangadais do we have? 34. Soon to be elite Mangadai. And once that is going to be the case, I don't see a bright future for Mr. Yo here.
Me neither. But what should Mr. Yo do right now? Like, if you
resign,
like make a mangonel, maybe even go towards.
Yeah, no chance. Like no chance. This is the point of no return for him. I mean, he is focusing the Mangadais right now. That's definitely the right play. But it's not working. It's just not working. When you see so many siege rams hammering down your castle, it's not a good thing. It's just not a good thing.
The fight is going okay-ish, but still it's gonna be like an even trade in the plumes and Mangudai, and that means that the rams are just gonna, you know, have fun at the base of Mr. Yo. Let's see how much is standing after the rams are done. And at the end of the day, the elite Mangudai, Jordan, they're so strong, killing the plumes even.
Exactly. The elite Mangudai, my personally favorite unit. It's just so extremely strong. And like Mr. Yo, he doesn't have the castles as well to keep up the production. He has 2 remaining castles right now. Mangonel being sniped as well. And yeah, he was just so far behind in terms of economy, and therefore TaToH is just now capable of completely annihilating everything which is on the way. And indeed, TaToH taking the set 2-0. Very convincing play by him. And I think he can be extremely happy with his performance here, Moni.
Yeah,
Definitely was
dude. I mean,
stellar.
2-0 Mr. Yo. Yeah,
Yeah.
stellar performance.
Yeah.